How can I help my friends and family to understand that their extensive time spent watching television has created within them a worldview that is ruled by fear and negativity?
Helping your friends and family recognize how their time spent watching television might influence their worldview in a negative way can be a delicate task, but it's possible to approach it with empathy and understanding. Here are a few steps you can take. 1. Start with empathy. Acknowledge that television can be an enjoyable escape or a source of relaxation. Many people don't realize how much media affects their perception of the world, so it's important to approach the conversation with an open mind and avoid sounding judgmental or accusatory. 2. Share personal observations. Gently share how you've noticed that certain TV shows, news, or even movies can create a sense of fear, negativity, or disconnection. Highlight specific examples of how these programs might portray a distorted view of reality. For example, constant exposure to news about violence or disasters can make the world seem more dangerous than it really is. 3. Provide facts or studies. If they're open to it, you can share studies or articles that discuss the effects of excessive media consumption. Research has shown that negative portrayals in the media can lead to heightened anxiety, fear, and a pessimistic outlook on life. It might also help to bring up how media often overemphasizes crises while underreporting positive news and the many good things happening in the world. 4. Encourage critical thinking. Instead of just telling them to stop watching TV, encourage critical thinking. Suggest they ask themselves how a particular show, movie, or news story makes them feel, and whether that feeling is aligned with reality. Point out that not everything they see on TV reflects the full truth of life. 5. Introduce alternatives. Offer alternatives to passive television watching. Suggest activities that foster more positive and proactive mindsets, such as reading uplifting books, engaging in hobbies, spending time outdoors, or participating in meaningful conversations. You might also introduce documentaries or educational programs that provide a more balanced view of the world. 6. Model the change. Leading by example is often the most powerful way to encourage change. If you actively limit your own media consumption or engage in more positive and enriching activities, your friends and family may take notice and be inspired to make similar changes. 7. Create open conversations. Instead of trying to convince them, foster an open space for discussion. Ask them about their thoughts on what they watch and whether they ever feel overwhelmed by constant negative news or portrayals of fear. This way, they can start reflecting on their own experiences. 8. Gradual change. If they're resistant to the idea of cutting down on TV, suggest small steps. For example, they could limit watching certain types of programs or take breaks from the news for a few days and see how it impacts their mood or outlook. Ultimately, the goal is not to create conflict, but to open up their awareness to how the media shapes their perceptions. Creating a space for open discussion and promoting healthier alternatives can help them gradually shift toward a more positive and balanced worldview.